Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of On the Table. Yes, we have arrived back safely from Salute, and we have a load of cool stuff to show you in this episode. We have some great products from Fantasy Flight Games, and of course, a smattering of everything that has caught our eye this time around from the world of tabletop gaming. So, get ready for another gaming extravaganza. Off we go. Vive la France! No, Roman hasn't infiltrated the studio. What we are presenting, though, is the newest faction for Spartan Games' Dystopian Wars. The Republique of France is the latest faction to enter the alternative steampunk world with mighty flying ships, massive land fortresses, and even some fighter planes dive-bombing your enemies. I think by the look of the models, you can tell this is a rather impressive release with plenty to sink your teeth into. So, twiddle your wax moustache, grab a set of these miniatures, and fight the good fight on land, sea, and in the air. We here at Beasts of War even did a few quick start videos on the world of Dystopian Wars, so if you're looking for a primer, go check them out. If you're a keen painter and comic book fan, perhaps you might like to take up the challenge of one of the 70mm Marvel or DC comic figures from Knight Models. The superb models are not only impressive, but would certainly make an eye-catching addition to any geek chic collection. You'll just need to hone your painting skills first. If you're not a fan of comics, then how about another great Star Wars model? This time from Return of the Jedi with everyone's favourite giant slug, Jabba the Hutt. Of course, no Jabba model would be complete without every male fan's favourite princess, and she wouldn't be complete without our favourite gold-plated bikini. So, don't just take my word for it. What does the mighty Jabba himself have to say? This month has been a massive month for gaming conventions, with both Salute 2012 and Adepticon 2012 hitting opposite sides of the Atlantic on the same weekend. Of course, Beasts of War had to be there, so we covered both to allow you guys to see what the biggest and brightest producers in the gaming world were up to at these events. And you can catch our coverage by visiting the Beasts of War website or by following this QR code to the event that you'd like to see. For the team that hit Salute, we unveiled our brand new Hobby Lab Live Roadshow, where collectors and modelers were able to try out all the latest and greatest hobby products for free and get their hands on some experimental products that haven't even hit the shelves yet. The Hobby Lab was a resounding success, with visitors getting their hands on goodies from companies like Mantic Games and Creative Models, or getting to use some of the latest hobby products from Basecrafts, Model Mates, Army Painter, and Vallejo. Loads of fun was had by all, and we look forward to doing it again soon. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the Atlantic, Beasts of War Adam was covering the mighty Adepticon, probably the largest 40k tournament in the world. Anyway, to catch up on all of this stuff, remember you can click on either of these QR codes to be taken to the event of your choice. What is it with the allure of Spartans in space? They seem to be all the rage when it comes to making miniatures for sci-fi knights to proxy into your Space Marine army, and we can only assume that they must be madly popular. So, never ones to avoid what's popular, here's the latest sci-fi Spartans from High Tech Miniatures. You can pretty much guess that these guys don't need a huge amount of conversion work to turn them into Grey Knights, or indeed a Count-Size army using the Grey Knights rules. You could of course use these models as characters in your army, but something tells me that these Spartans with their huge armoured crests will stand out more than usual among the more reserved models on the table. You guys may already be aware of Dark Sword Miniatures. We've definitely had a look at them before here on the Table, and they're a company that makes some of the most amazing miniatures based on fantasy art from the 80s and 90s, as well as the awesome Game of Thrones range. However, they have recently been branching out into the world of animal adventures with a range of anthropomorphic rodents and amphibians. These miniatures don't have a specific system in mind, but they could be suitable for the Ironclaw RPG or the Brushfire skirmish game. Either way, the standard of painting that Dark Sword uses is fantastic, and I think you'll agree that this really puts their range into another class altogether. The Dark Ages is an awesome time period, and Gripping Beasts are taking you deeper into the annals of history with a new expansion for SAGA called Northern Fury. Northern Fury introduces you to 4 new factions: the Jomsviking, Anglo-Saxons, Bretons, and the kilt-wearing Scots. SAGA utilises an innovative battle board and dice system imitating the fog of war aspect on the battlefields of ancient Britain. So, if these war bands have caught your attention, well, why not take a look over at www.beastsofwar.com, where we had a good look over the main rulebook. Strap on your broadsword and board your longship for a bloody fight in the gritty and realistic world of SAGA. After fantastically successful levels of support on Kickstarter, Kolony or Not are now committed to the release of their Zombicide board game. There have been a number of comparisons to the popular zombie-bashing board game Zombies, but why not check out some of the sample gameplay of Zombicide and judge for yourself? And remember, you can catch up with the rest of this video on the Beasts of War website.
Josh decides to move up 1 and take a shot at the 2 zombies. He needs a 4+ to hit, rolling 1 die for each pistol. He scores 2 hits, generating 2 noise counters and killing 2 zombies, moving him up the track 2 spots. He has 1 action point left to move, so he moves into the room. Now he's finished with his action points, so now it's Wanda's turn. Wanda decides she's going to open this door and see what's going on in that building, generating 1 noise counter for opening the door. As Wanda opens the door, we populate the building's rooms by flipping cards. The first room would have been 0 zombies, but since Josh progressed into the yellow zone, she will instead find 4 zombies in the first room.
If you've never heard of them before, Pig Iron Productions make some really cool 28mm sci-fi soldiers. And of course they use the system of separate heads, well, similar to that by Games Workshop and Warlord Games. Pig Iron have recently updated their range of Kolony Rebels and refined this modular system to include bodies and legs. So now you can mix and match the entire model from a range of parts to create one of a number of different poses and looks depending on the type of model you need. However, if it's heavier armour you need, then Pig Iron also produce a range of more professionally outfitted system troopers, who come with a range of designs and weaponry suitable for their game, Tomorrow's War, or indeed for use as proxies in, well, an Imperial Guard army. There's also a small range of vehicles, war droids, and specialist heavy weapons and sniper teams to round out your force. So if you're looking for something a little more customizable for your army, why not check them out? Those battlefields of the far, far future, well, they're a dangerous place, so when you're out there in the trenches, you'll need sturdy armour to keep those vital organs, well, on the inside of your body. Cyber Monstrous Miniatures, a Polish company, may have just the thing for you. Check out their mightily mechanized Templar armour. Highly detailed and with a range of options, this battlesuit would certainly make you feel slightly better about taking on a monstrous alien foe. Just make sure to put the helmet on when you're wearing it to avoid having your head blown off by a stray rocket. If you've been following the progress of the game Shadowsea, you'll be pleased to see that they've just released their first miniatures: the Abyssal Gark, Fortune Hunter, and a set of Dark Mariners. Shadowsea is a tabletop skirmish game that takes place in an undersea world of steampunk machinery, dark magic, and yes, even tentacled horror. There are currently 6 factions for the game, including the lizard-like Drachnoid Legion and the insectoid Sunless Kingdom. The concept art for the game has been gathering interest since its release on Kickstarter, and the green for the next proposed release, the Heavy Diver, is at a stage where the actual mini could be released any day. We're watching this game with keen interest. The visuals and concept are a pleasant departure from the usual land-based fantasy and sci-fi, so we're looking forward to seeing more of these releases. Next up, take a look at this, guys. This is called Dropzone Commander. This is a 10mm scale wargame from Hawk Wargames set to hit the shelves around mid-July. and has some of the most startling visuals and miniatures that we've seen so far this year. Dropzone Commander was undoubtedly one of the highlights of Salute 2012, and we can't wait for the proper game launch. So stay tuned to the Beasts of War website for more updates, and you never know, we may even have a preview or two prior to the big day. Next up, guys, is that part of the show where we're going to have a deeper look at the rules for Infinity. In this video, we're going to introduce the Camouflage Special Skill. A figure possessing the Camouflage Special Skill can pass into a camouflaged status, so a camouflage marker replaces the figure on the gaming table. A camouflage marker can move across the battlefield without suffering direct attacks. Any hostile figure which wants to attack a camouflage marker must discover it first, which requires succeeding at a discover roll. Any dice roll to discover or shoot at the camouflage troop suffers a -3 modifier, but if the troop has thermo-optical camouflage, or TO, an advanced level of the camouflage special skill, then the modifier is a -6. Let's see how this works in combat. Here we have Aleph's Daishu, a trooper possessing the thermo-optical camouflage special skill. In a previous turn, the Daishu has revealed himself, so he is placed on the game table as a miniature and not as a thermo-optical camouflage marker. He is attempting to maneuver around enemy troops to be able to shoot the nomad character Zoe. To recover the advantage of moving as a TO camouflage marker, the Daishu must camouflage himself again, so he checks no enemy figure has line of fire to him and spends a single order. With the new order, he declares his first short skill, Move. The reactive player declares his automatic reaction orders. A moderator girl and a sin eater now have line of fire to the marker and declare Discover to try and reveal the camouflaged trooper. The Daishu declares his second short skill, Move. The reactive player rolls dice to discover. Now he must apply a -6 modifier due to the thermo-optical camouflage. He gets one success and discovers the camouflaged trooper. The Daishu now declares the first short skill of a new order, Move, which gets him into position to shoot Zoe. Zoe declares her automatic reaction order, Shoot, but she must apply a -6 modifier due to the thermo-optical camouflage. The Daishu declares the second short skill of his order, Shoot. Dice are rolled and the Daishu wins the face-to-face roll. Zoe fails her armor rolls and falls unconscious. Thanks to a smart use of the thermo-optical camouflage, the Daishu has accomplished the mission successfully. Well, we hope you enjoyed that. By this time you must be getting a real good handle on how to play Infinity. And remember, if you've missed any of these, you can find all the back episodes of On the Table over on www.beastsofwar.com. So guys, that's it. We are spent for another 2 weeks. If you'd like to get in contact with the show, remember you can reach us through the Beasts of War website, where you can also get daily updates on what's new and cool in the tabletop gaming world, and where you can sit back with a cup of tea and watch our videos at your leisure. We'll be back in another 2 weeks with some more cool stuff, but before we close the show, we'd like to do a little giveaway. We enjoyed the Hobby Lab at Salute so much that we'd like to give you guys an opportunity to win something hobby related. So we've picked out the Citadel Paint Station. If you'd like to win this bad boy, all you have to do is comment below this video over on the beastsofwar.com website. So come on over to beastsofwar.com, find this video, post a comment below on what you might do with it, and we'll be picking a winner at random and then sending this bad boy off to you. So guys, until next time, you have been watching On the Table. And she wouldn't be complete without our favourite gold-plated bikini. So, don't just take my word for it. What does the mighty Jabba himself have to say? Does he not?